Oh, baby.
Go, gadget methadone dispenser.
I put Jet on top of my gin.
And I already shades of discomfort in all of that is.
The collection of short stories by Judy Blume.
By Judy Blume. You ever smell the inside of a hat?
I liked it. It smelled like you.
Craigslist for hookers.
Craigslist?
No, but worse than that.
Zig and Larry ignore a topic. The best parts of hanging out with these guys without the hangover.
Let's kick this pig.
Give me a 3, 2, 1.
Wait. 3, 2, 1.
Well done! Welcome to Zig and Larry Ignore Topic, where you never guess what, kids? We're having a hard time with fucking technology. Not only that, beforehand, we were doing a little mic check. I asked Larry to give us a 3, 2, 1 so I know when we were going to record, and he held up one finger and confused himself.
I'm a delightful little idiot. Oh, man.
So, are we actually attempting the inaugural This Is What We Look Like video podcast? Nice.
Yes,
that
we are. Here we go.
Well,
Cheers.
we can't promise anything. We are recording video. Whether or not you're ever going to see it, that is up in the air. Just in case we don't, Larry, you have I'm going to call that a noveltiously large hurricane glass
From Pat O'Brien's.
Filled with slush? Did you purchase that or steal it?
The Pat O'Brien's was, I believe, given to us by the bartender, because he was a Chicago boy. Found out we were from Illinois, and he and I were watching the Bears game together, and but he was like, "There's a lot of Green Bay fans in here, so keep it quiet." And then we, for funsies, bought one of those Bacardi strawberry daiquiri mixers that you keep frozen.
Okay.
Forgot about it for weeks. And then as we were putting groceries away, I looked in the freezer and went, oh, I found the cocktail to annoy Zig with today.
It's horrible, yeah. So that is basically just a Bacardi-infused frozen icy? Or is it like, it's just like Kool-Aid, right? You're just supposed to you put rum in it, you blend it, you call it a cocktail.
You call it a daiquiri. And
call it daiquiri. Yeah, because that's what they look like. I love that you put a little wedge of fucking lime on there that's gonna do fuck all, except for just put it on there. But you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, so that's nice.
Well, it's Midwestern spring, buddy. I've got flip flops on and everything.
I'm wearing the shit that came in my first ever box that you talked to me about. The tell somebody else to pick out your clothes for you box.
and comfy, fits well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's this Zig and Larry is brought to you by Stitch Fix. No, it's not. But if you want to send us some free shit, I'll say it again.
Absolutely. This shirt, Stitch Fix.
There you go.
Yeah, I love this shirt. This morning when I realized that it wasn't bitter ass cold, I decided that this was the appropriate shirt, and then when I found it was like fate, because I found the daiquiri mix, and I was like, oh. And Nick was like, hey, we've got the Pat O'Brien's glass. That's what you need to put that in.
It's going to reach temperatures up to and exceeding 28 today.
It's having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. I'm full of whimsy today. I'm full of whimsy.
I'm so glad because it's been so fucking cold. All of Texas exploded, from what I heard. Those poor bastards, man. Their infrastructure is not prepared for it, dude. Nor should they be. It's supposed to be 60 degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't put a boiler in Honolulu. You just don't need it, man.
Yeah.
But it's been
not a lot of space heaters being sold.
I'm trying to take the dog out, and after about 4 steps, he starts doing the 3-leg shuffle where one comes up and he just starts hopping. He's just frozen to the ground. You can't get him to put booties on. That's not happening for anybody. So I've just been holding him over the toilet and squeezing. That doesn't do anything but annoy him and amuse me. And confuse the wife, if I'm honest, because she didn't catch me trying it. I did try it. It didn't do anything.
I know our dream was to always have an overweight basset hound named Dammit that we just drag around in a red wagon and then take him off the edge of the porch and give him a squidge.
I feel like you'd have to line the bottom of that red wagon with like kitty litter or some manner of whatever they put down in middle school when some poor kid puked on the floor.
Some straw.
It was just old sawdust. Yeah, they had sawdust for some reason. It always smelled worse than the yak, but they put it down there. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's for this and for the Exxon Valdez. It'll do either one of them. Doesn't matter. But Ange found a really good thing for the dog. You just cover his little fucking paws with Vaseline, with petroleum jelly, which does give him a nice little coating. He's not like immediately touching the.
I'm not going to kink shame. I'm just going to kink question.
The only problem being is when you bring him back inside, we have hardwood floors. Outside, there's salt on the thing. He can get around. Bring him inside. He's Jesus Christ.
He looks like Scooby-Doo trying to run away from a monster.
It looks like Bob Fosse on fucking Crystal. Just desperately trying to get out of his own dressing room.
Looks like Orson Welles trying to walk away from a commercial shoot.
Looks like Orson Welles trying to walk, period. It wasn't DC4 when he wasn't gacked out of his mind. Listeners, he sent me a thing of Orson Welles, obviously a very long time ago, commercial he was attempting to do for Paul Masson champagne or sparkling wine, and he just couldn't get through it. It's like, and action, and he just drunkenly stares at the goddamn director. Points at the other actor. He doesn't do anything? No, sir, just you. French champagne has been celebrated. Cut.
It just so good. It was that third that he does, where it's
crumble.
It was obviously not him being like, it was just him not realizing that his line starts with that and just letting out an exclamation.
That is the noise that any man that big at that age who has poured himself into a $2,000 suit and has been pickling himself with brandy since last Squibbins Day. That's the sound he makes when he can feel something moving inside of his own guts. Just last night's sausage is taking a flume ride. There we go.
That's where I left my house keys. Oh boy. Could someone give me a ride home? But first we gotta stop at Men's Warehouse. I need some new trousers.
We're gonna need a forklift, possibly a trained Indian elephant to get Wells out of his fucking chair, but
some lube and a shoehorn to get him into the back seat.
Best of days, getting around under his own power is not great.
No,
it's not great.
We're just gonna tip him over and roll him as he. Okay.
Fantastic. We should review some old Orson Welles stuff. I mean, he was brilliant. Oh, we should mention we were guests on somebody else's show. The first time the two of us served as one whole guest.
One whole idiot. Yes, on the Guilty Pleasures podcast, as can be heard on the Front Row Movie Review Network, the podcast network for people who actually like movies, and NPR Illinois. Yeah, my buddy Lou from the network asked us to come on and talk about the cinematic classic Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
I was thinking about it. That is regrettably so on brand. I can't think of anybody who's going to ask us to review like Picasso's Blue Period. Like, it's never going to happen.
Hey, could you guys come on and talk about Schindler's List? No,
I don't do comedies.
To quote Jeffrey Zimmerman, what's your favorite comedy? Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
It's a gas.
Now, in the context of the day, I will say it landed great. But that's not a memory that you could just throw at a bunch of strangers over the internet and have it not look bad.
Yeah, I kind of regret saying it out loud now, but understand, I'm just quoting. You can cancel Jeff, I guess. Don't do that. He's a good man.
The context of the show. I went back to dude, I gotta quit even attempting to... What are you digging out of your cocktail there, pal? Looks like you got is it a fucking tomato? What are you digging out of?
I decided that I didn't want the lime rind in there hitting me in my face every time I took a drink. Strawberry daiquiri.
Often celebrated for the no.
We just had a whoopsie.
Do you smell that? I apologize.
Do you smell that? That's genius at work.
I don't even know what hole that smell came out of. I do owe you something. Apology.
Here's a 20. I apologize for the War of the Worlds that just came out of me.
Can I interest you in this half of sandwich that I just keep in this jacket? It's vintage. It's sandwich. Tuna should be vintage, Orson. Shut up!
It was a great... 1968 was a great year for roast beef.
Me and Hitchcock, brilliant, huge directors.
Me and Hitchcock one time Eiffel Towered Tippi Hedren. Really, we just sat our enormous guts on her.
Remind me after the podcast to get out my sketchbook because I have a brilliant idea now.
The first high five, we winded ourselves.
And damn near killed Tippy.
That's why she has back problems now. Anyway, Parmesan sparkling fucknuts.
God. So good.
Have you heard the Frozen Peas? Orson Welles trying...
Oh.
So, you're... Okay.
I think it's like a really shitty Black Eyed Peas cover band that only plays like the Peoria County Fair.
Yeah. Well, he was doing an advertisement for Frozen Peas, and he gets so mad at the directors, and is just... Because it's just supposed to be a voiceover, and he's like, this doesn't make any sense.
He's giving notes on the copy for Frozen Pea commercial.
He's so drunk, and Pinky and the Brain. Mm-hmm. The Brain was based on Orson Welles' voice, like his whole demeanor.
Oh, I totally buy that.
They did a parody of him doing that drunken voiceover. Brain did, and it's brilliant. So look up Orson Welles' Frozen Peas, and then look up the Pinky and the Brain thing. It is fantastic. I would play it, but I was on another podcast like 2 years ago where we talked about it, and it's never left my memory.
That's spectacular. I have a feeling you can just start yourself a click hole with drunk Orson Welles and just see where YouTube takes you.
Yes. I love when they roasted him. The Dean Martin roasts of Orson Welles.
Oh, God. I'll have to rewatch that. I haven't watched that in years. That was like one of my that might have been the first one I ever saw, like the old school actual roast, comedy roast. Mm-hmm. The Friars Club. Was it Friars Club? No, that was the Dean Martin wasn't actually Friars Club roast. Were they?
They may have been. Hey, we're recording, and I'm picking fruit out of my mouth.
That's fine. Just remind me the next time that I belch or put my finger in my nose that we're actually recording something.
Yeah, hey, look, there's a video. This is what we look like, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah. I tried to groom my beard a little bit today.
I did my usual failure, where you can't see it, but underneath here, we went a little bit too much. There's no rhyme or reason. I don't have a plan going into most of my grooming. It's just a whole lot of just spray and pray. Yeah. Just hope for the best. I went back to the goddamn dentist. Remind me to quit trying to make sure my body stays together.
Yeah, just give up.
At this point, because I was so excited, because it was just a cleaning. I've had 2 goddamn abscesses in the last 12 months. 10 months. And this time was just a cleaning, and the woman said, we got no cavities, we're not going to have to drill you. Well, yay! And she said, and we're starting to see some gingivitis. I said, why? She took measurements of the pockets, and so now I have to go back 2 more times for cleaning, for like scaling, where they literally they clean the tartar which has gotten underneath your gums. They just scrape that. They have to numb you up. And at this point, she's like trying to explain this to me, and I don't care anymore. Like, it can't hurt any worse than what I went through before.
For sure.
Slicing open the roof of my mouth and filing bone and shit. I'm just like, yeah, whatever you think, huh, Jess? It's like, it's going to be 2 different sessions. We have to literally numb you up half of your mouth. I mean, that's fine. Whatever you think. And then I leave, and I'm not even sure. I didn't do any research and it wasn't even like my dentist is on vacation, so it was like the partner. It was like the head hygienist and the other dentist. But I feel like that asshole that like always gets the undercoating on the car now. Like I couldn't have gotten out of there without, just like I could have just been like, take my little goodie bag with my fucking dental floss. And by the way, that little goodie bag where they give you like the travel size toothpaste and a toothbrush and the floss, right?
Yeah.
She gave me 4 things of floss and some toothpaste that is obviously made for elderly people who have dentures and 4 chompers left that they're just trying to. It's like parodontolaxamine or some shit for sensitive teeth. Now with that
and buttholes.
And yeah, Jesus Christ! And she's put 4 different things of fucking floss in there. She's just like, you're gonna need just give him everything we got in his little child goodie bag and no candy. So now I'm going to go in and get the scaling. But I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, Simonize the car. Give me the undercoating, whatever you think. The additional warranty on my DVD player? Yeah, of course. Yeah, give me that.
Why not? Of course, I'll take that. The tape deck needs a good cleaning? Why not? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. All that useless shit that people pay money for. I just have asshole written backwards on my forehead so that I can see it correctly in the mirror now. It's just like, God.
Just wait until we go to the doctor.
Oh, yeah, we are T-minus less than 2 weeks from that fucking horror show.
Oh, my God. What time are you going?
Early afternoon.
See, I'm 9:30. I'm 9:30 in the morning.
I think it's like 1 or 2. I have it written down somewhere.
So when you get a text at about 11:30 that says, we're halfway done, just know that I'm... what's going on? They're giving him the full 12-point inspection.
Well, I go to Northwestern in Chicago, and I know she's going to want blood work. But you can't get blood work in her thing. Like, you have to go to the blood work place, which is like 3 blocks away. So I'm going to have to go there, talk to her, have her put ointment and things in all of my holes, and make noises like she's looking at, like, ooh, oh. Like she's fucking trying to see if this thing that came from space is worth any money. Like she's looking at a meteorite going, I think it's just copper. I don't know. And then she's going to send me down the street. Go see a stranger. They're going to yank out, I don't know, a quart. And then I'm going to spit it in a tube. And I'm going to see if you're worse off than you were last year. It's like, you quit smoking? Yeah. How much weight did you gain? Fuck you, lady. Fuck you. And everybody looks like you, doc.
Did I tell you about the last time I went to the doctor, the Russian nurse weighed me and went, woof.
It's almost as bad as one of my old dentists from like 20 years ago who, when working on me, said, quit being a baby in a very German accent. I never went back to that broad again. I'm like, no.
Well, I asked her, I was like, woof in a good way or woof in a bad way? She's like, no, woof because you're fat. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Olga.
She wasn't just enjoying your musk or just got a glimpse of your bulge and went, oh.
Nope, I say that because you're fat. Come with me. Okay, well, thanks. I appreciate it.
What do you mean, woof? Is it fucking cancer? What do you mean? And why are we standing on this goddamn thing where you have to move weights around like it's fucking 1839? Get something digital. There's goddamn digital things at the goddamn vet's office that I put my dog on.
Yeah, I'm not an oxen on the way to the show. You're not weighing your prize farm animal for the state fair. Just set me on a digital scale and say, meh, close enough. Lose a pound. Okay.
You're going to hook me up to 1,000 different fucking machines, which I'm sure some of them are undercoating me. And then you're going to make me stand on this scale that looks like it should have come from the fucking Smithsonian. Like, I communicate with my dentist through an app, and I feel like she's in her office with nothing but a typewriter and an abacus. Fucking stupid scale.
We can get you in 3 weeks. I work on the barter system. It looks like you need a filling. We're going to have 2 chickens and a finger banging.
That's a cackle. Drink.
Oh, right, yes.
Oh, dude, listeners, I have to apologize for yet again for the conspiracy theory episode. I personally listened to the first half of it before I just felt so much shame I had to turn it off. I don't even know how that story unfolded, if I'm honest.
It ends up being you should really listen to the last half of it. It's I cannot tell you because Nicole listened to it because I had listened to it and was like, look, you need to listen to this to make sure that this is good because I'm laughing out loud and I rarely I've lived it, and then I usually listen to it again if I need to edit or put anything in or what have you. Thanks to Rax for sponsoring the last episode.
I'm really curious if we broke some laws. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure they'll let us know.
It's on YouTube, so I was drinking White Claw when I edited it, so I think we're fine.
I've never been more upset with you in my life.
I've never I wasn't. I was gonna say I've never drank White Claw. I have drank White Claw as a mixer with vodka.
I drank White Claw once because I felt like I had to, so that I knew what I was making fun of.
Yes.
And, I was right. It wasn't terrible, but it was like the lime one or whatever. And it tasted like if you were to finish a margarita that's been sitting out in the sun at a barbecue. Like that last little bit of a frozen margarita that's now watered down. And it kind of tastes like booze. And there's a little lime, but you're like, I came this far. I'm going to finish it. That's what the whole fucking can tasted like. Like a sad margarita.
I felt bad because, I was with my brother-in-law and down in Missouri, and this has been a while ago, but in Missouri, certain counties, you can drink as a passenger.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so we're in his...
I really should be that excited.
It's pretty rad.
Now I'm making travel plans.
And we had already cleared out...
Does that count for Ubers?
I think so.
Ha ha! Bucket list. Rosalie, write this down.
Carla, get in here and take a note. So he runs and he's like, hey, I got to run into the gas station real quick. I'll be right back. And he's like, you need to come in? I was like, no, we had stuff in the back of the truck that I was like, I'll stay out here, keep an eye on it. We got some stuff back here. And he's like, okay. And he comes back out and he's got 2 White Claw dark cherry tall boys for me. And he's like, here you go, buddy. And I thought he was giving me shit because I've lost a lot of my hill jack cred because I live up here in the big city. And I'm
Jerome. Unincorporated Jerome is the big city?
It's the big city. And I thought he was... And so I'm like, what
the... You can all see your basement.
It's the danger dungeon. It gives it more appeal.
I don't think anybody is under the impression that this is in fucking Manhattan, pal. Anyway, go right ahead.
Yeah, you know what? This would cost like $3,000 a month, just the basement in Manhattan.
Wrong. I've had a lot of really good times in there. I don't think I've ever had a bad time down there. However, you know what it is.
Yeah, I do. I'm aware. But I start giving him shit. I'm like, what is this? Oh, I'm the city boy, and I drink White Claw. He's like, no, and he was like, since he's such a good dude, my brother-in-law, and he was like,
This is Venom's husband?
No. This is actually Nick's sister Cassie's husband.
Okay.
And he's such a good dude, and he was like, I legit thought you liked White Claw. And because we'd been out, we'd split some wood, and he's like, I thought maybe you want something kind of refreshing and cold. And I was like, I am so sorry. He's like, no, fuck you. I was like, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were giving me shit. And he's like, then we start laughing. He's like, that would have been a great joke to be like, here you go, pussy.
Have we waxed bullshit enough yet, you think?
We didn't mention that Rush Limbaugh's dead.
Oh, God. We kicked around the idea of doing a whole episode on that guy.
Yeah.
I just couldn't because you can't say that. I mean, I did make a Holocaust joke already, and I used the F word so far, but you can't speak that ill of the dead, but I want to so bad. The only thing I will say is Rush Limbaugh's dead. There is a Santa Claus because he got my letter.
Yeah. Yep. And anyone that stands up and is like, I can't believe you would dance on the grave of another human. Yeah, you know why? Because he did. And then I've seen the argument, well, he came out, that was 30 years ago, where because he used to play music and read the names of dead homosexual men who died of AIDS. And he did
music?
Yeah, he'd play little music and honk little horns and celebrate. And then essentially was forced to apologize.
Uh-huh.
He also, as a reminder, this is pretty recent. used to play a song, and I quote, Barack the Magic Negro.
Well,
so anyone that wants to say, no, he was a pretty good guy,
no.
I could list so many reasons why he was a piece of garbage.
Oh, yeah.
And if you stand on the pretense of, well, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, well, too bad. Also, I've seen people argue that, well, you shouldn't do it. Well, that was a long time ago. And they tell you what you shouldn't do, but they never give a reason as to why they should be defending him. I've asked people, I'm like, why are you, give me the good things that he did. Well, it's really poor taste to make jokes, and I was like, well, the only joke I really made about it, now, again, I don't make it a habit of arguing with people on the internet because it's stupid.
Oh, yeah.
However, like I said last week, I said, I don't, arguing with people on the internet is stupid. However, watching an argument on the internet is absolutely delightful.
Throw another tire on the fire.
But on Twitter, I posted a link to the news that said that Rush Limbaugh had passed, and then all I said was a lot of all Confederate flags will be flown at half-mast for the next 2 weeks. What was great, though, my friend Rebecca, if she actually listens to the show, hey Rebecca, but she posted underneath, and all false flags, and I was like, now that's good stuff.
That's good. I do like that.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's a funny person.
Now you're making me rethink my position on hate speeching an asshole, because I don't know what it is. Like, before he died, if he would have said, hey, you want to do a whole episode where we just shit all over Rush Limbaugh, I would have said, yeah, absolutely. Now that he's dead, I'm like, oh God, should we? I don't know.
I feel like I've gotten it off my chest. I've said what I need to say about that. I'm just glad towards the end he lost so much weight. You know, he really started looking good.
You know, moving on.
Okay.
Hold on. I just held in a giggle, a fart, and a sneeze all at the same time.
Yeah, you nearly blew up.
I'm amazed that I did not just mess this chair. I'm even wearing new pants and they're flannel. I don't know if they're absorbent or if it's going to slick off or what. I usually have to, for my pants, I usually have to Scotch guard the inside just so things just go down the pant leg.
You nearly Orson Welles yourself.
I am near Orson Welles myself. That calls. I love for Lou's podcast. When we did it, you see you're drinking a cocktail the whole time. So halfway through, I noticed you were doing it. I'm like, oh, good, I can crack this beer that I've been holding. So you and I can stay on brand. Also, I should have been at work, and it was 1 PM. Well, things I shouldn't say. So I went down yet another rabbit hole for today's topic. I was very excited.
Oh, I thought the rest of that sentence was on a stranger, but okay.
Well, you know, I haven't been on the train that much this year. I figured, why not? They look clean. I started. So this is where it started. I started to do worst. I wanted to do a whole episode on worst businesses ever, but I figured that we do so much worse stuff that spurred me on to think of what is the most ridiculous shit that actually makes money. So it's success stories, but I don't know why.
Okay. All right. I like this.
However, this is the first one. I have to do this one. So this is the opposite. This is a failed business. I have to do this one. And because we are so always right on the cusp of time and just like up to date, you know what I mean? Like I use Snapchat.
I use that. What is that? Snatch Chump? What is that? Snatch Munch. Yeah, you kids on the Snatch Munch?
remember when Clinton was in office? So this was back in 2013. This is a failed business that I kind of remember in LA. Of course, it was in LA. Do you know who Mike Mamani was? Do you remember that? He was only in the news for a little bit. He got a lot of press. CNN, I think like not quite 10 years ago.
The name sounds familiar.
Entrepreneur. I don't know if he's done anything since, but he was the guy that came up with homeless tours. So this is an idea for people on their vacation, R&R. So for a couple of days, multiple days, you got to follow around actual homeless people and live life through their eyes. And it didn't take off.
I'm shocked.
So if you wanted to spend your vacation either seeing how people who are very much down on their luck live, or if possibly your dream is to just straight up exploit them for the low price of $2,000. For $2,000, you can pretend like you're homeless for 48 fucking hours in LA.
That is the whitest people shit I've ever heard.
Oh my God. He got some press. Oddly enough, it wasn't great.
I'm shocked. Again, I'm glad I'm sitting down for this news.
I desperately tried to find his website, which is gone. Like I couldn't find. I wrote it down. I can't. I have it on the thing. I couldn't find it like existing anywhere. I only found a couple of screenshots that other people had put up. But he was like, if anybody could get scrubbed from the internet, I didn't even think it was a thing. But I legit did way more than our D+ usual effort of researching this asshole. Homeless tours, $2,000 for 48 hours. I couldn't find very much at all, other than the fact that it didn't go well. I just wanted to throw that out there as a comparison.
Okay.
So let's see, how many of these? These are all taken from, I like this list. Most of these are taken from, oddly enough, thepennyhoarder.com. I like them because sometimes when I'm playing Chopped in my own freezer, they give me an idea.
Hey.
Why not? So there's a few of these that I found out there.
What do you got in there? A sea sponge, something with spines, and some frozen peas from Orson Welles.
Why was the first two things just like the B characters from fucking SpongeBob SquarePants? What are you talking about? It all came from the ocean. I threw it in the freezer. Why? Because I figured if I put it in the sock drawer, it would stink. Fair enough.
I'm not going to make that mistake again.
Every one of these companies, there's like 7 or 8 that I like, are making money. Okay? Let's say that you are about to have another child. Okay? And let's say that, well, first off, you're not going to do one of those. Did you ever do a gender reveal party?
God,
I hate the idea of those so much. And I'm so sorry. I know you guys get excited, but Jesus Christ. What? When you hear about one of those exploding and lighting somebody's shed on fire, I get real happy. But that's when I hear about one starting a fucking wildfire in California, I get real concerned.
Yeah.
Because only your shed should go down.
No gender reveal. I don't know. I think with Willow, we knew what she was going to be, and you know what, with Gideon we did too, because we wanted to see, can we reuse clothes or do we need to buy some new shit. That was but yeah, no, gender reveal parties seem, unless what it is it's like we made a cake and when you cut the cake, it's either going to be pink or blue on the inside. That seems completely innocuous, harmless, whatever.
Yeah, you shouldn't be using explosives or, anything that runs on diesel or anything that has some manner of explosive powder.
Yeah, my younger sister had a gender reveal party. I was traveling for gigs, couldn't be there, hadn't been told what the plan was for the gender reveal. Apparently what they did was released a handful of balloons and had the party guests
shoot. You're about to say shoot.
shoot that like you're shooting skeet. Just, it was pull, they released the balloons, and then, but there was so windy that they started to go too fast, and so I just see a live video of my dad and my brother-in-law and their friend, a few other people, running across the yard, just shooting like Elmer fucking Fudd up into the air at these balloons, and I could hear my stepmother saying, "No, shoot that one, shoot that one. It's got the news in it."
Oh, only one did?
Uh-huh.
So they're just God, like my fucking shop teacher in college used to say, safety third. Just firing, just willy-nilly. Okay, so yeah, so don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. I know it's important to you and you think everybody cares. Your parents care. Very few other people care. If you tell me you're having a boy or a girl, because really, most of the time it is that 50-50 shot, I'm going to have the exact same reaction. I'm going to go, oh, good for you. It's not like everybody has a preference. They're just going to go, oh, is it an open bar? Or... Like, nobody gives a fuck.
So will there be beer or... Yeah.
Everybody come over here. I'm going to say I'm having a girl, and then you have to... Oh, this light just died. And then... Sorry, the lamp just died to freak me out. Let's move on. So have your fucking parties. Just try not to blow up anything other than what you own. Yeah. So let's say you are having a kid, though. You want to do cards. Send out birth announcements. We're going to have a baby.
Sure.
What is a really bad idea to put on the cards, Larry?
Like what the cards are made of, or what?
No. Like the picture, like the image on the front of the card.
An unborn fetus?
Hooray! Fetal greeting cards! You nailed it. Right around 51 days, you can send a card. It's not an ultrasound so much as a realistic-looking 51-day fetus on the front of it from FineArtAmerica.com.
Fine Art America. Not...
$8 $8 a pop.
$8 a pop?
To show a picture of an unborn fucking, and at 51 days the head is still really interestingly shaped. Yeah,
it looks like you just did an Area 51 autopsy.
It ain't soup yet, I'll tell you that. Like you need some more goddamn time on that thing. But yeah, so they thought that this would be a good idea, and shockingly enough, it is. People are buying this shit. It's amazing to me.
Again, I'm guessing white people. Just white people.
Oh, yeah. You know what? There are no African Americans in Alabama spending $8 a pop on fucking fetus cards.
No.
I even sent birthday cards to my niece and nephew because I love them. I'd rather spend the money on the present. And then I just draw a card. Actually, I just sent a present to my niece. And then we had a card that was like, it's just a blank card in a box. And inside I wrote, I wanted to write, don't trust anybody who sends you actual cards. They don't love you. Because I didn't know what Grandma and Grandpa had done. So we didn't. But my brother is pissed because I gave her. She's like very like artsy craftsy. Mm-hmm. She does dance, but she likes to do like she was crocheting at 10 last time I talked to her. So I sent her a tie dye kit and a bunch of stuff to like just destroy his carpet.
Nice.
I'm very excited. Yeah. So moving on, there's a few of these I definitely want to hit, and you'll probably be familiar with this one, but. Cremation jewelry?
Like,
does that mean anything to you? Oh, I like the look of consternation. You're very confused, but you look like you might be holding back a poop.
It's like you hit a banana in an enrichment toy and rolled it into the enclosure. I know it's in there, but I just gotta figure out how to get it.
Yeah, it's like a Kong for people.
Like they take the ashes and put it into like a vial, or they make jewelry, like they press it into the clay.
I've heard about people doing this with pet ashes. These people at Purple Cloud Studio. This episode was brought to you by Purple Cloud Studio, Homeless Tours, and Stitch Fix. Because those two things go together.
Sorry, Stitch Fix.
Yeah, God. If those three things go together, and if you think they do, you're currently eating tuna out of a can with a spoon. Save the juice for me. Yeah, so they're doing it on people, too. she'll take the ashes, and it keeps saying she, but it doesn't tell me this person's name. Oh no, sorry, Michelle Palanek of Purple Cloud Studios. Custom cremation keepsakes, which you might think are fancy urns. I'm reading the copy here, and sure enough, she does have those too. She will make them into jewelry or cremation sun catchers.
No.
Yeah. So also paperweights. You could put the remains of a human or a pet into a paperweight, and that just seems like a fuck you to the dead. Like that's what you do with Rush Limbaugh's ashes. That's what he's good for now.
Hey, you remember how much you hated being an office worker? Now you get to be one for eternity.
Or a sun catcher. So you hang it up in your goddamn the best window you have, whatever faces the goddamn sun in the morning. And then every day when the light shines through and it's beautiful pink and green on your back wall, you can think, oh look at that. There's a dead bitch inside that thing.
Yeah, thanks, dead bitch.
She doesn't advertise prices on her website. Price comes into play for a lot of this for me. But other businesses offering similar products, which, when you read that, how many can there be? I Googled that. Nobody knows. But this is a thing. I'll give you the remains of a dead loved one. Give me a tchotchke. Can you throw him up a Hummel's ass? What do you got for me?
Hey, you know them precious moments figures? Can you form my old man into one of those, but like he really liked the ones with the big eyes and the one that had the little butt sticking out. Can you do one of them?
What I do? Can you?
Here's what I'm doing with your ashes. Bobblehead Jesus.
I got one.
I know.
It's right here.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have them sculpt you into a bobblehead Jesus.
You know, for a staunch atheist, with leaning towards agnosticism, depending on how great I'm feeling that day. I do have a lot of things of Jesus around here because they make me giggle. This Jesus is right next to a baby Groot that'll dance if you put on music. So, that's just a little bit of window into my world. So she could take them, she'll put them into a sun catcher. And I don't understand the science behind this, but you can make them into a diamond. Now, humans are like everything else, just carbon, so I know that you're fusing them into something. But if you make a diamond, isn't that a zircon? Like a cubic zirconia is just a man-made diamond is different than a zircon.
Well, cubic zirconian. I actually just saw a story about this on CBS Sunday Morning because we like to watch that while we fall asleep because it's nice and soothing. But so there's the naturally formed diamonds,
right? That African children lose their limbs over.
Yes, and then there is cubic zirconian, which is different. But now companies are able to make actual diamonds in the lab for much cheaper. Okay. But they look just like, like jewelers can't tell the difference.
Do you have to put a dead bitch in them?
I think by law, you have to have like at least 15% dead bitch.
Okay. And how much would you pay to not only now remember, you have paid a mortician to take grandma and put her in the bonfire and then give you ashes, and then you basically have to take it on faith that they are grandma. They could have come out of this fucking Weber in the back for all you know. They could have just dumped grandma in the swamp.
30% German Shepherd, probably.
I keep telling Ange, I'm like, just donate my body to science. It's because the organs are not going to be worth anything, and that's free. They'll come cart me away. I'll be like an old mattress when you buy a new fucking Sleep Number bed.
It's exactly right.
Like, yeah, just come get me. Somebody will chop me up, or they'll go, ooh, my organs are going to be worthless to the living, but as a dead person, they'll be a warning. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I've told Nick, I was like, harvest what's good, burn the rest. Give it to science, because I want them to open me up, look, and go, how did it live this long? You mean he? No, it. I want to say it.
Like an old Edsel. Every time you turn it, crank it over, it still goes. You're like, wow, how the fuck is that engine kicking on? I don't know.
I don't.
Won't die.
It's spite. I think. I think it just kept going out of spite.
Low price of anywhere. So you've paid the mortician to char grandma.
Mm-hmm.
He may or may not have dumped her in the swamp. He gave you and at the time, he's just giving you these ashes. They're going in a bag, which goes in a box. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly how much that costs, but I know that they want thousands of dollars for a fucking vase with a lid on it to put grandma's ashes in so you can keep the dead bitch on your mantle if you don't want to put her in the window. So, whatever you do with your deceased is your business, but because they don't care anymore. But I don't know, whatever. So, but for the low cost of $8,000, we can turn you into a diamond. $4,000 to $8,000, depending on the size, how many carats you want your fake dead person diamond to be.
That's ridiculous.
Now, somewhere, and more than one person, more than one somewhere, there are going to be people who are currently wearing a little diamond on a pendant going, oh, but I keep her close to my heart. And that's great. So the next one.
$8,000.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just a curmudgeon, man. Like,
well, when Nick's dad died, he wanted to be cremated.
Yeah.
And I will say the funeral home was very cool about stuff. But they were like, well, we'll do the cremation, we'll do this, and then, we'll put him in a nice urn, and this will cost, and I can't remember what the cost was. And I'm sitting there with my future mother-in-law at the time, and she was just like, well, I mean, okay. And I said, no, I said, that's a ridiculous amount. How much does it cost just to, and Joe was a practical dude, my mother-in-law is a practical lady. So I was like, how much does it cost just to burn him up, put him in a bag? They're like, oh, it's only going to... I said, so the urn costs however much. I did the math at the moment. They're like, yeah. I said, I'm going to go to Pottery Barn and get 3 or 4 separate containers so Mary can have some and the kids can have some. I was like, and then I'm going to glue the tops shut. And Mary was like, oh, yeah, we're going to do what he said. We're not going to go with your thing. And I was like, yeah, if you're cool. And they were like, well, most people want. I was like, no, well, we're not most people. Don't try to. I even said, I was like,
quit taking advantage of the grieving.
Yeah, I said, don't try to upsell me.
No.
Joe could care less what vessel he's. I said, you're lucky. I said, quite honestly, he would love to have just been stuffed into an Ice House tall boy and given a high five every time you walked into the house.
I don't get it. What do you want done with your remains? I don't care. Mm-hmm. Whatever's easiest for you if you're the one who's still alive. Yeah, I don't give a shit. God, wood chipper. I'm fine with that. We'll do a Fargo with it. Screw it.
Yeah, you know what? Screw with people. Put a cape on me and shove me off the top of a building and be like, well, he thought he could make it.
Put a cape on me as well. Okay, so this is a good one. Under the heading of Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix, one of those lovely company where they will have a stylist and they will pick out some stuff for you based off of whatever the hell you say, and then they'll send you stuff in a box and you can send it back if you don't want. How about subscriptions?
So like you're just like monthly getting fun socks.
Yeah. So by the way, all these are functioning businesses.
Sure.
Sockscriptions is available in 70 countries. Okay? And yes, exactly. You get socks shipped to you at regular intervals. Now, on the face of it, this doesn't seem as ridiculous as a lot of the other ones. If you can have a bacon of the month club, if you can have a jelly of the week club, why can't you have sockscriptions? No, I get it. But it's their selling points that get me going a little... Really?
I'm ready.
Is that what we need? Okay, so
my body is ready.
They're based in Europe because the price is in euros. But so the price, if you want 3 pairs delivered 3 times a year, okay? 3 pairs of socks 3 times a year.
Okay.
What does that run you? 9 pairs of socks.
9 pairs of socks, $50.
$80. $80 is for 3 pairs of socks 3 times a year.
Huh.
The last time I bought socks was a very long time ago, and I was very pleased with myself because I threw away all of them that I had, and I bought 18 pairs of white socks. I bought 12 pairs of black socks, all the exact same, and I got 2 pairs of brown and 1 gray. So I don't even match them anymore. I just have those. Now I do have some that Ange got me that have like Spider-Man on them, and I got some that have Captain America. Those are fun.
Yeah.
I don't put them on a whole lot, but yeah, I don't match them anymore. It's like this Hain goes with that Hain. There's no left and right. Fuck it. It's a brilliant idea. It's Einstein level shit, and I'll stand behind it for the rest of my life. I don't have to go looking for socks. I'm sure that I have an odd number right now. It doesn't matter. But the one of the ways that they're selling it. So customers get socks shipped to them at regular intervals. They never again have to go shopping for socks. Larry, you will never ever have to go shopping for socks again.
Well, thank God, because that's been taking up so much of my time.
They promise that the pairs will always match. Before you put that in writing, I didn't even think that would be something you'd have to promise.
Was that an issue before?
I don't know.
Boy, I would buy these socks.
This is the two things that they're like, you want to spend $80 a year on socks? No. I actually, when you think about it, I don't need to spend $80 a year on socks. All right, but here's the thing. We promise you they'll match. Oh. Okay.
Well,
and what else?
Now that you put it that way.
The company estimates
Fuck me up with socks.
That this service will save the customer 28 days in their lifetime. So according to Sockscriptions, the average human being who has $80 a year to throw away on socks that they promise will match because they have an issue with buying socks that don't, they are spending not quite a month of their life shopping for socks. And these people are solving that problem.
I have never specifically shopped for socks. I've been somewhere and went, hey, that's a fun pair of socks. I'll grab those.
Or you're already shopping and you go, shit, my toe poked through the last couple of pairs. Maybe it's time to switch them out. So you throw away a handful.
Yeah.
And then, or you give away to Goodwill because you got to wear something to the homeless tours. But
when you're trying to fit in.
Yeah, but they're going to save you 28 days of your lifetime, pal.
I don't even know how to respond to that. How did they get that number? Who did they poll?
They're pulling this out of their ass. They're not doing any math. Like nobody's back of the napkining how many fucking days of your life do you spend shopping for socks and being able to break it down like that. So it's roughly the same for every human being. If you are spending a lot of time shopping for the people who buy subscriptions, either they like socks, they think they're cute, and maybe you could. I didn't go to the website because I don't have that kind of time. I need like 27 days.
Yeah.
Like, don't you have to like shop for them online? Don't you have to like pick out which ones you want? That seems like it would take more time to me.
Or do they pick them out for you based on your interests?
Because you're so neurotic about your socks that you're like, I need somebody else to fucking do it. I can't handle this. I spend way too much time picking out socks. And
I will say, match. I have 3 pairs of socks that I really love. I wear them for anytime I do a performance. One pair is it's a very nice young lady with her horse, and it just says, I hate everybody too.
All right.
I have a pair that are purple with rainbow at the top, and it just says gay down the side.
Okay.
And then I have a pair that says, don't let anybody fuck with you.
Nice. There you go.
And I'm like, yeah, these are my. I love wearing the ones that say gay around my dad. It's fun.
You wear drag around your father. I don't think the socks are going to do anything else.
I just like getting his goat.
Is that a euphemism, or does he actually have a goat that sometimes you have to go and get?
We used to have a goat that you would have to sometimes go and get.
Uh-huh. I dated a girl in high school for a while. You had to, every once in a while, the goats would get out, but you had to like bang pots and pans together to scare them back in. They're like, oh no, it'll kill you. It's it'll ram you. So you have to do this.
Yeah, goats are like Nicole's always been like, I love goats, and I'm like, no, they smell and they're mean. Well, it's cute, like the baby goat yoga. Have you seen the baby goat yoga? I'm like, those tiny little hooves hurt, and they're not nice, and they will headbutt you, and even the little ones are dicks. It's only white people that have never been around goats or other, like, oh, pigs are great. No, they're not. Pigs are mean. I've nearly been eaten by several pigs. They're terrible. If you want to get rid of a body in the middle of Hilljack nowhere, you throw it into the hog lot because they eat everything.
That was one of my big reasons for wanting the end of the world. I want to be Mad Max. I want to live in a world where I get to say, feed that bastard to the pigs. I'm fine with that. And the future is going to be much more Mad Max than the Star Trek kids. I'm sorry, but it ain't looking great.
Yeah, we're looking pretty bleak here.
Yeah, we are the world. We ain't. Hey, guess what they do at buycleanurine.com?
I'm sorry. Try that again?
I just didn't want to do a transition. Yeah, no, I said it right. Buycleanurine.com. Buycleanurine.com. Yes, buycleanurine.com. What do we sell? Clean urine. That's right. Buycleanurine.com. Apparently, that URL hadn't been snatched up yet, and they were able to just get it. Buycleanurine.com.
Sir, I would like to say you passed your drug test. However, we discovered you're pregnant, and we need you to come in and answer a few questions.
They don't. They just sell samples. They don't sell it for any use. They just sell clean urine. So that's what the website says.
Just for the flavor?
Well, what you do with it is yours, but it's not for anything.
Right, it's not. No.
No, it is all natural. I just read that and giggled. It's all natural, Larry.
Oh, it's all natural. As opposed to that synthetic urine that I've been plagued with my entire life.
I'm just picturing an old washerwoman in like 1800s England over a gigantic vat with a huge wooden implement stirring what looks like laundry, but she's just making up synthetic piss. She's just pouring in this and a little bit of that, then she's doing a song for some reason that sounds Dickensian, and she's making up a lovely batch of piss. But theirs is not that at BuyCleanUrine.com. This episode brought to you by BuyCleanUrine.com.
BuyCleanUrine.com. Do you need clean urine? BuyCleanUrine.com.
Tracks. They would support us.
Yeah, we should be sponsored by places like BuyCleanUrine.com.
For product and kind.
And I'll be honest, when you first said it, I didn't. My brain did not spell BUY urine.com. It was BI urine.com, and I was like, that's a very specific service.
Okay, well, fair. I mean, you're not reading it, and that's a really cute little Rorschach test into your own dome there, pal.
Yeah, well.
It's all natural. It's lab tested, alcohol, drug, and nicotine free. Yeah, it's for piss tests.
Yeah.
But they have video testimonials from customers. I actually didn't click on this. Hold on. Oh, I didn't click on it. When you click on mycleanurine.com, please check back later. This domain is currently under new construction. So I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, I think it's best if we don't ask questions.
At one point, they had video testimonials, which I really wish they had. I would love to just put that right on this podcast to the people. Not only did I get the job at the postal office just to upset Adam Ziegler every time he goes, thanks everybody at BuyCleanUrine.com. It didn't even stink that bad when I spilled it on my pants.
The commercial just starts with, oh, thank you, BuyCleanUrine.com. Whoa, I got that job as a heavy equipment operator. I can't wait to push some fucking dirt. Woo! All right.
Just rip one big fat line and just look right at the camera. So I passed the LSATs, but that's not good enough, huh? Woohoo! And just run out the room.
Who got their CDL? This motherfucker right here. Punching none.
The unit that apparently they sell them in, because this is in quotes. How much? What do you think the? Okay, so you're gonna pay. It's amazing. during the writing of this, I don't even know how old this article is, but during the writing of this, you were paying very specifically. It was on sale for $87.38 for this unit of BuyCleanUrine.com, all natural. We promise there's no coke in it. How big is it?
I assume it comes in venti, grande, and fuck ton.
You are okay. Well, you're oddly enough on the right track, kinda. It's only one size.
Story of my fucking life.
The unit of measurement is pocket-sized bottle. For $87.38, you get yourself a pocket-sized bottle of guaranteed all-natural, drug-free piss. Now, what are they paying the person who's pissing in the bottle?
That's what I want to know. Are they getting a 50-50 cut?
Shit. That is, I don't know. That is straight up farm to table shit right there, man. Like, all you got to do is find a guy who's not constantly drunk or doesn't even smoke. Just give him a piss in a bottle, you cork it, and then you send it off. I mean, like, what's this guy going to do with it? It's like, just all I have to do is not do ketamine. Like, that's all he has to do. And then just drink a lot of tap water, and then you're good. Then you send it off. Oh, I wish the video testimonials were there. And this is kind of fun. I'm just going to read this real quick. It's in Colorado.
Okay, of course.
It's a team of folk.
A team.
The Hangover Helpers. It's a service.
Oh yes, where they bring an IV to you and pump saline and clear out your blood.
Not quite that. Although that is a thing, because I have seen like the mobile IV people that come over with bags of saline and B12, and they hook you up and then you feel better. But so this is just, the party was fun, but the house is a disaster in the morning and your head is pounding. So what can you do? If you live anywhere near Boulder, Longmont, or Fort Collins, Colorado, you call the Hangover Helpers. The crew will rush right over with Gatorade, breakfast burritos, and clean the house.
Oh, holy shit, that's genius.
Yeah. You don't need to hook up anybody to anything. They bring over burritos, Gatorade, and they sweep. And it's only, and I love the way they charge, $20 per roommate.
You know what? I love this. I love this idea.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a steal, too. Breakfast burritos, Gatorade, they clean your place for $20 if you live alone.
$20 plus the cost of the Gatorade, incidentals.
Okay, all right. So, $35 for somebody to just take care of your shit.
Yeah, it's like Uber Eats, but they'll come in and fucking vacuum.
I'd give them 60 just for good measure. Holy
shit! Absolutely. I love these guys. I think that's brilliant, and I don't know how they can afford to give it away so cheap. Unless they're doing a real rudimentary cleaning.
Probably just let's get all the empties out. Clear out the garbage, sweep up, maybe do a dish, and then they're out. That's incredible. That's beer money, is what that is. Hey, do we have any others, buddy? Because we've hit our time.
Okay, well, I'll do one more real quick, and I'm not even gonna real into it just because I really want to purchase some of these, but it wouldn't work for my dog. Doggles. Goggles for your dog.
I love the way you said it. That's what sold it for me. I'm going to buy some.
If you have a dog that is exposed to rapid wind around its face constantly and is still too stupid to bring its head inside the car window or close its fucking eyes, spend $80 on Doggles.
I'm gonna get Zoe some Doggles, and I'm gonna get that. I've been seeing advertised. It's a stocking cap with goggles in it, so you look like Mushmouth from
there you go.
Fat Albert.
Fat Albert.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it right down. It looks like some type of slow thinking Spider-Man is what you're gonna look like.
It looks like like when people were driving motorcycles like in the 40s, and they had the leather cap on and the old school leather goggles, and for some reason a white scarf that was just whipping behind them because that was the look. Yeah, that's what you want your bulldog to look like if you go to Doggles.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I think by law you have to do that. Because I've always wanted a motorcycle with a sidecar, and for the longest time I wanted it because I wanted to put Willow and Gideon in the sidecar when they were little,
against their will,
but with goggles and scarves
yeah.
and like World War I era helmets, and just like as we put like a fake machine gun on the sidecar and have Glenn on the back just like pointing where they needed to fire. I thought it would be adorable, right? Paint the motorcycle like a World War One American fighter plane, and
see, somebody's gonna spoil your goddamn fun. You can't put a fake gun on anything anymore. The
That's-
cops will shoot you, or you'll get canceled.
and maybe now we'll put a crossbow and just
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
There you go.
because apparently it's cool to have crossbows, but firearms are for bad people.
Or one of Elon Musk's fucking not a flamethrower. Looks like a flamethrower to me, pal.
Nicole was on to me because she's like, to get rid of all this snow around our place, why haven't you made a flamethrower yet? And I was like, well, because you hadn't given me permission till now.
I do have all of this tubing and junk gasoline. Hey, what did you learn, pal?
What did I learn? I learned that in America, and you know what? No, just all over this planet, there are innovative people that will use their creativity and intelligence to take advantage of other people who have too much money.
And that is the story of our country.
Yep. What'd you learn?
Just really the only thing I've taken away from this is you have gay socks.
Yeah, I sure do, and I'm proud of them.
Really
I'm proud of them. I'm a good ally. All right. Hey, you guess what?
What's that?
I love you.
I love you back. I gotta piss so bad.
Oh, I got to.
Leave that in.